Hey guys, I gotta get something off my back, man. Guys, I can't sleep. I hope I don't keep whistling. I hope I can get some sleep tonight. I hope. Anyway, man, it's 12:47 in the morning. I just took Blitzy for a walk down the block and back, and that didn't help. So I made some coffee and decided to talk about this. And I'm being serious for a moment now. Before I start with the Superhet discussion, maybe we should start with direct conversion, a short talk on direct conversion basics. And so that's what we have here. And believe it or not, except for the VFO, that's it. That's a radio receiver. That's the antenna. That's the mixer, a preamp, audio power amp, and a small speaker or some headphones. That's the basis of many QRP transceivers or receivers. That's an Heathkit HW7 or an Heathkit HW8 in a nutshell. You know. The VFO runs at a pretty high frequency. That's one of the minuses of the design. Because it runs at such a high frequency, it tends to drift a lot more if it's an analog design. And let's say you're receiving a 40, this is for 40 meters. Let's say you're receiving a QRP on 7.060. Your VFO will be running at 7.0593 megahertz, you know, or 700 hertz above that. Okay. What are some of the glaring negatives of a direct conversion receiver? The mixer will either offer no gain, no conversion gain, or a little bit of conversion gain, but it'll be followed by all audio amplification. In a design like this, typically you either have all your gain at audio frequencies, in the case of a discrete, like diode ring mixer, for example, or you'll have a little bit of gain if this is an active mixer, and the rest of the gain will all be at audio. Couple different types of mixers. Typical active mixer, and the device used in virtually all QRP transceivers today, is a type SA602 or type SA612 mixer oscillator IC. A bonus is its conversion gain, a slight amount. I think you can get 20 dB of conversion gain with no problem. A glaring fault of it is relatively crap performance quality. And I say performance quality because it can be easily overloaded. It generates a lot of IMD distortion. Its dynamic range is relatively poor. And don't get me wrong, it makes a kick-ass transceiver. But it does have negatives associated with it compared to a discrete mixer, such as a diode ring mixer, which is comprised of 4 diodes and 2 toroidal transformers. What is the benefit of a diode ring mixer? Well, it's a passive device, so it generates far less internal noise. You only have 4 diodes to generate electronic random noise. It's got a diode ring mixer, like the one that I used in my W7EL transceiver I spoke about in the last video. It offers phenomenal dynamic range, just spectacular dynamic range and IMD performance, blah, blah. The sound of a direct conversion receiver with a diode ring mixer is unbelievable, man. It sounds a mile deep. It sounds wide. If you listen to a direct conversion receiver with little or no audio channel filtering, you wouldn't believe how it sounds compared to your Kenwood or your Yaesu or your ICOM. You know, after you've heard that, anything else will feel like you've got a couple soup cans over your ears. And I'm serious. What is a negative associated with a passive mixer? Obviously, no conversion gain. It offers conversion loss. Oh, I was pointing and you didn't see it. It offers conversion loss. So in that case, all of your gain will be in audio. You're talking, you know, man, 110 dB of audio gain. Oh my God. And so what's the problem with that? Well, exceedingly susceptible to hum, power supply hum. Oh boy, if you're using it on a power supply instead of a battery, yeah, you better have one good power supply, man. You can do so. I have in the past. You'll always hear a little bit of hum if you're using a power supply. Boy, I don't know about modern supplies. Again, I haven't. Boy, I need to connect my my transceiver that I spoke about in the last video and take a listen to 40 meters. So another fault, another really sore point of direct conversion receivers, especially if you have a less than perfectly balanced homebrew diode ring mixer. Boy, extreme sensitivity to AM overmod in the form of local AM broadcast stations and such. If you live anywhere near a local AM broadcast station, meaning within several miles, yeah, boy, you better have a good mixer in that DC receiver to avoid them, to avoid the overmod. Having a good sharp front end filter helps greatly, as a matter of fact. A bandpass filter at the front end. I'm not going to get into all that right now. We'll be talking about bandpass filters when we talk about my Superhet design, because I've got a very nice bandpass filter at the input of that receiver that I've done everything I can to optimize. And we'll talk about that then. So, what are some overall benefits of a direct conversion receiver? Utter simplicity. Utter simplicity. You know, take a look online. You know, look at how few the number of parts they use in some of the transceivers. If any pop out at me in the near future, I'll bring them to your attention. You know, show you a quick schematic of them. And yeah, so in a nutshell, you can find all this, everything I've said. This is kindergarten level stuff I've talked about tonight. And it's everywhere, this information. But you guys subscribe to my channel, and a lot of you guys have never run across this kind of thing before. You're hams. You're not, you know what I mean? You're just hams. Or you're more guys. Or you're CBers. Or whatever. You know what I mean? You're obviously interested in radio. So, anyway, man. There you go. A quick, simple, I hope what I said made sense. Let me add this. In a more complicated design, like what you'll be seeing in my Superhet series, you don't want all your gain lumped in one place. In this situation, meaning lumped in one place, meaning audio. You don't want all your gain there. You want good, sensible gain distribution with good, sensible. It's getting too deep. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're well. Thanks for putting up with me. Maybe I can get back to sleep. What am I saying, get back to sleep? I haven't been asleep, and nor do I think there's any in my near future. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.